Hello, my name is Kendall, and today we are going to be talking about something a little creepy, a little bit scary. Hold on to your popcorn, hold on to your socks. Let's see if you can get through this video. Start getting a little bit comfortable. Hope you're comfortable. Today, I'm going to be telling you about crawlers. Sometimes they go by night crawlers, but pretty much the same thing. Now, I do have my list right here so I know what I'm talking about. They are humanoid creatures, so imagine yourself a human. I'm gonna put up a photo, but like let's see what your imagination comes up with real quick. Imagine a human, but like all of its limbs are like twice as long as they should be, its legs, its arms twice as long as they should be, pure white skin. Let me give an example. That right there, pure white. And it's like abnormally skinny. Like when I say abnormally skinny, I mean it looks like it doesn't eat, which is crazy because it definitely does. It eats you. But like it looks like it doesn't eat anything. It looks like extremely malnourished. Its eyes are super sunken in, super deep. So imagine like a college student during finals week. There you go. It has sharp claws and it only comes out at night. I hope the night part kind of helps with the visualization. Now that you got that thought in your mind, here is a good photo of what it looks like. I'm gonna pop it up somewhere up here. And it looks disturbing, okay? And I was in the middle, if I was just going on a little stroll and I saw this thing, best believe, I'm gone. You will not be catching me out at all taking a night walk ever again. But you may be safe from these night crawlers if these next things do not apply to you. You might be safe. One is they're usually found in like abandoned buildings, so like broken down old buildings, especially like the ones that you be seeing where they're like reclaimed by the earth. Next, caves. They like living in caves, and they also like being in wooded areas, but again only at night because they really like the dark and the night. Now, many have claimed that they've actually seen these creatures IRL on their security cameras. Now, some of like the footage out there is kind of hard to tell if it's actually real. You never know nowadays at this point, but what I will say is that I do feel like there could be a creature out there that looks similar to this, but we just haven't discovered it, you know what I'm saying? What is it, like 90% of the ocean, the world ocean hasn't been discovered, so I'm just saying something like this could possibly be real and out there, and we just don't know. So now, here comes the hypothetical situation. Now, I'm going to give you an important piece of advice as we're walking through this hypothetical here. They cannot see. They have eyes, but I think their vision is like really, really poor. Those eyes are for decorational purposes only because they cannot use them. But if you have watched The Silent Place, I think it's The Quiet Place, something like that. In the movie, when you have like the creatures and then you have the humans, like they can't see, but their senses are like super heightened where they can hear anything. That's pretty much the same case with these crawlers, where they can hear you very, very well. All their senses are extremely elevated even though they're blind. So keep that in mind in this hypothetical. And if my eyes keep like closing, it's because this light is blinding me. It's blinding me. All right, hypothetical situation number 1. Let's say you're walking through the woods, and you know how the woods, the ground is pretty covered in natural matter, wood chips, leaves, whatever. So it's pretty loud as you're walking through. So let's say it's nighttime and you're walking through the woods. Why? I don't know. None of my business. But you're walking through and you see this crawler, and it's like not too close to you, but probably around 20 feet away from you. What are you going to do? I'm going to give my theory on what I think you should do, but if you have another idea, please leave it in the comments below. I'd like to read that. All right, here's my plan, okay? Step 1, stop walking, stop moving. Don't try to run because that's probably going to be like your natural reaction is to run. Again, hypothetical situation. I feel like I need to say that again. Hypothetically, the first thing that you're going to do is stop moving. Don't run, don't react, don't punch it. Just stay still. They can hear any move, any sound, any crack, anything. So stay as still as possible. For step 2, you're going to want to analyze your surroundings. We're obviously going to be in the woods, right? So there are going to be sticks and rocks that are laying around us at this point. So we're going to see what is sitting on the top layer. Something that you're not going to have to move a ton of debris away in order to grab it. Bend down super carefully, as quietly as you can. Grab that rock, grab that stick, and then you're gonna take it, you're gonna throw it back. But caveat, don't throw it too far, okay? This is acting as a distraction for the crawler. But if you throw it like too far, then let's say it comes back to you. Then what? Okay, stick with me here, okay? Walk in with me, because this is gonna make sense by the end. So you're gonna throw it, but not too far away from you, right? Probably like 30 feet away from you if it's 20 feet away from you. When it moves, then you move. You don't move when it doesn't move, you move when it does, because its own noise can distract it. And then once it stops moving, you immediately stop. And then we're gonna repeat this process again, but this time throw it a little bit farther than the last time. Now, the reason why I'm saying throw it farther and farther and farther and farther, instead of just throwing it the farthest that you can the very first time, is because of this. If you throw it the farthest, okay, you sticking with me? If you throw it the farthest you can the very first time, right? If you throw it the farthest that you can, right? You throw it, I'm gonna say it goes 60 feet, right? It runs down to go get it, and then you have the exact period of time to be able to move away. But if you throw it a little bit farther, and then you throw it a little bit farther, and then you throw it a little bit farther, my idea is you have more time to move away, because maybe the creature is wandering around a little bit more during that time span of you throwing it each time. It wanders around a little bit, which gives you a little bit more time to move back. And you're not going to want to run away as well. You're going to want to walk away, because if you run away, you're a target. You are literally a target. Like, the crawler can hear you. It can hear you. You're running. Come on now. And then once you get like a good distance away from the crawler, then you just continue to walk away. Not run, but walk away. So then you still are like keeping quiet to an extent. You're not making an absurd amount of noise, and you're still able to create distance and get away. Now, option 2. With option 2, it's like, it has its own risks, okay? Let's say we're in the same exact scenario. We're in the woods, it's dark, we come across one. Then, this is my other option. They don't like light, right? Right? They don't like light. So, here's the thing. You could use a like super big flashlight, I guess, super powerful flashlight. But my thought is, because you're surrounded by darkness, and they're fast, they could probably just like speed run you and like go right straight to your back. But if you just stand there and you just wait perfectly still and quiet for the entire night, stay with me now. By the time it's morning, okay? By the time it's morning, the sun has come out. And I don't like the light. So then it will go. Like, it would have never known you were there. So that's my thought. To finish out this video, which I don't know how long this story is going to take, but there is a story that I found that is about somebody who came across a nightcrawler. I haven't read it yet, so we're going to be reading it together. Grab your popcorn. Oh, I wanted popcorn so bad, but we ran out. So enjoy your popcorn without me. Enjoy it. Send it through the screen. Thanks, fam. I appreciate you sharing. Now, time for the story. This story is called The Night the Lawn Walked. It was late, probably pushing 2 a.m. back in 2007. I'd been sleeping for a few hours, but something had stirred me. Not a noise, not a dream, just that inexplicable prickling sensation that tells you something is wrong. I lived in a quiet suburban neighborhood in Fresno. Pretty uneventful usually. Our security camera system was relatively new then. A simple setup with a couple of cameras pointed at the front of the yard and driveway. I often just let it record, rarely checking it unless there was a package missing or something. But that night, I had this overwhelming urge to go look at the feed. Maybe it was just the late night quiet getting to me. I walked down to the small office where the monitor was. The screen showed a standard grainy black and white view of my lawn as usual, with minimal light from the street lamp. Nothing, just the bushes, the fences, and dark shapes of the trees. I was about to turn away, tell myself I was being ridiculous, when they appeared. 2 of them. They emerged from the left side of the screen, near the neighbor's fence line. My breath hitched. They weren't animals, I recognized. Not a stray dog, not a person. These things were tall and incredibly slender, almost like two impossibly long, thin legs walking on their own. They had no discernible torso, no arms, no head, just these two white, almost ghostly pillars moving across my grass. They moved with an unnerving, fluid motion, not walking exactly, more like gliding or even swaying. One was slightly taller than the other, and they moved in tandem, one following the other at a deliberate, measurable pace. It was like watching a pair of empty trousers come to life and stride across the lawn. My mind raced, trying to rationalize it. Kids in a costume? But the movement was so unnatural, so seamless. There was no visible effort, no wobbling, just this smooth, almost dreamlike process. And yet the way they seemed to be just so insubstantial, yet so clearly there. They continued their silent journey. Traversing the entire width of my front yard, I just sat there, frozen, staring at the monitor. My heart was pounding, a primal fear bubbling up from somewhere deep inside me. It wasn't the fear of being attacked, more like the fear of seeing something that simply shouldn't exist, something that defied all logic and known reality. They reached the edge of my property, near the driveway, and they simply moved out of frame, disappearing into the darkness of the street. The lawn was empty again, silent and still, but it wasn't the same. I wound the footage, watching it again and again, trying to find a trick, a string, a wire, anything that could explain what I just witnessed. There was nothing, just those two pale, elongated forms moving with impossible grace. I didn't sleep much that night. The next day, I showed the footage to a few trusted people, and eventually it ended up on the local TV station and paranormal investigators. It quickly went viral, dubbed the Fresno Nightcrawlers. People called them everything from hoaxes to interdimensional beings to undiscovered cryptids. Even now, years later, watching that grainy footage still sends shivers down my spine. I still don't have an explanation, but I know what I saw that night on my lawn. Two things that walked out of the darkness and defied everything I thought I knew about the world, leaving behind a lingering sense of mystery and the unsettling question, what is out there, moving silently, just beyond the reach of our understanding? That is the story, and that concludes the video for today. I really do hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was really entertaining for you, but then also struck a little bit of mystery. If you did enjoy today's video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel to support me and to see more content like this. And consider sharing with a friend if you think that this would interest them. Thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!